Hello, welcome back to Magic with Melly. You are magic and I am Melly, sharing my magic with you. And so I'm a card reader. I do crystal healing meditations and channeled messages like energy readings and such. So if you're here, you maybe need a message. And so I got a download right before this reading about someone wants another chance with you, but they maybe don't even realize it. Like, they're not acknowledging their part in their separation. So maybe they're exhibiting like they're moving on, but they're really just looking for you replacements. Sometimes that happens when they mess up. They just kind of look for another version of you, but there's only one you. So like, they either fix it or their karma is eternally looking for you even though they flopped the bag. It's like they may have to wait another lifetime or another cycle with you. And it's like someone needs to admit this part of the situation to themselves. At least admit their part in healing. Triggering and hearing triggers point to where you are not free. So you get really controlled by having emotions like arise that you cannot control, so if you have anything like that, it's like you do have more of a choice in how you feel. Like, sure, a person's choices and actions and like how they carry their lives, that is out of your control. But what is in your control is whether or not you invite that person into your life and invite that energy into your life. So if someone is consistently upsetting you, are you tolerating that? Are you allowing that? Like, ask yourself these things, because you can have more control over the situation than you think. Even though you can't control the person, you can control your reaction. You can control your choices and your actions in the aftermath. People are really showing you true colors, I think, out here. So let's see what else is going on for the collective, because that was just to begin the card reading. We had that Seven of Cups. Oh, the Emperor. Ooh, reverse. And the Empress upright. Oh my goodness. There's been like, I'm getting like right person, wrong time. It's like the right person showed up, but they've maybe just been in the background or lingering, or like maybe you didn't focus on them. And because like Emperor and Empress vibes, their connection is protected. It's like it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Is it this lifetime? Is it next lifetime? There's all these obstacles that tend to want to come in between an emperor and the empress, because their union is so powerful. It creates jealousy. It's like the sun. It casts shadows that some people are maybe not ready to tackle. So we have Emperor reverse and the Empress. It's like, it's giving like the Emperor sees his Empress, but isn't in a place to receive her. So rather than, let's see, behind the Empress is the Tower. So rather than starting on a faulty foundation, the Emperor knows, I have to hold back, get my stuff together before I can present myself to my Empress. Like, my Empress deserves, nothing but the best, no more, no less, like the best, that's it. And so the Emperor may know he's not in, like, standing in his role completely, but he's kind of on the path down that way because of this, like, acknowledgement. Queen of Wands is really giving, like, seeing that passion. I'm seeing authority. Authority can be a play here. And I say that because there's a police car driving by, kind of making sure that the public spaces are safe. So just doing a little surveillance drive around. So authority could be very significant here, where maybe someone's parents could have a say in the connection, where their judgments have some weight, and it's like they don't have to carry so much weight in your decisions. You place that over your life, how much your parents' opinions matter. But that could have a situation here, or authority, maybe you have someone that has like baby mama drama or baby daddy issues, you know, and they have like authority issues there. I'm also getting like someone's watching you. Maybe they're spying and you have a secret admirer. You don't even know who your person is. There's multiple storylines here. But it's giving like someone is not admitting, like they're not fully admitting their placement, because it's like healing takes time. Healing takes overcoming those triggers and recognizing that you can let them go. I think a lot of times when you're triggered, it feels like it's happening right here, right now. But some things you can, like, they arise for you, only for you to let it go. Like, you're able to process it and handle it in a way that you couldn't back then. So it's coming up now versus before. So like if you ignore your process, you may not be able to move forward. Blockages, I'm hearing blockages for your person. I'm also hearing options. Queen of Swords. Options. I think someone is in your person's ear, or they're in their head, always communicating like this really rough point of view of like comparing oneself to others, thinking like this person can have anybody, like why would they choose me? Literally because they want to choose you. You may think that they're crazy because they're choosing you, but someone has to. Like, everyone has their reasons, you know. There's like reasons that if they don't align with your understanding, maybe it's just because they're filling in missing parts of you didn't know were missing. So discover that, you know, discover maybe reasons why they love you, and like love yourself more. Like, love yourself in those placements where you'd be surprised that someone loves you. It's like, if someone else can love you, you can love you. Definitely, if you can love you, someone else can love you. It should definitely start with you first, because you can prove, you know, like this I am lovable. Like, prove that you are lovable by loving yourself, right? If you can prove that, then other people are like, dang, she's worthy of being loved because like she has it already, you know, like she's got it. So I love Ace of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Don't be so overwhelmed when things start grounding and things start going your way. If anything, use your intuition, because like, seeing is not believing. Believing is believing. So it's like, if you believe you deserve it, you will receive it. It just, you may be surprised by what it looks like your choices and the framework, that foundation. You may not know like what, like when it comes in, what it's going to look like when it comes in. Page of Swords is giving like new stuff, but for me it's like not being able to like process it quickly enough, or like as it's happening you're like, whoa. And so if you need help, you're definitely welcome to like open up to your community, but kind of have your guard up. Like, don't say anything until something's already done, you know, like until something's solid. Because if there's something that's new or developing, understand that it's developing, and it needs its time to be built, like without distraction, without anything that would be detrimental, you know, like that time period in the beginning is really important. So if you don't grant the situation like the sacredness, you leave it vulnerable to be sabotaged by someone else's intentions. So someone could like speak their intention, but they could also lie about their intention. So know that there's some energies that need to be left out in the cold, until something's solid enough that they can't like destroy it, even if they wanted to. Like whether or not they wanted to, they just can't, because it's so solid. It's like punching a brick wall. You just can't easily break down a brick wall, but it needs that time for the glue in between the bricks to dry. Because if you just stick two bricks together with the glue, and you're able to just take it apart really quickly if you don't give it the time, because the glue's still wet, you know. So just like use your intuition as far as like, is the glue dry, is it solid enough to share with other people? Because other people do tend to want to ruin things that they don't have, because they think that maybe if it falls apart there, then they might have their chance or their grab at it. And it's selfish. I mean, like, we do live in a selfish world where I think selfish is not necessarily a bad context. It's only become a bad context because we have so many people who are operating from extreme imbalance of not taking care of ourselves, not taking care of like the love in our lives. When we neglect that, we lash out on other people, we treat other people poorly, and then when we become selfish, like there's like these weird expectations with extremes. So then when we finally take care of ourselves after neglect, it looks selfish with a bad context. When if you just like simply taking care of yourself, being able to do that, simply being able to love yourself, that is a universal right, being able to do that. So it's like, how can that look selfish in a bad context ever, unless we have a society that's built on like shitty constructs, you know, like. And so it's like, as an individual, build a strong foundation and share it. You know, share abundance. The world card comes when I half the deck. So it's like, there's abundance. It's just tapping into it within yourself and with others, and exchanging. You know, this person is lacking, but I have abundance, so I can give from my abundance. However, you cannot give from a place of lack. You can't pour from an empty cup. So just know that. Operate off of abundance. If you don't feel good, work through that. If you have a lot of good in your life, spread it. We need more of it. Everyone needs more of it. And the more we have, the more we have to give. So if you have a lot, you got to have a lot of love to give a lot of love. That's the only way it works. So generate it within, and everything will be fine. You may feel like certain connections or certain things are unsafe, and that's because it's true. It's because you need to lead yourself down to a safer path where there's not people who are around you who would harm your intentions or harm your like most special situations, right? And so we have 9 of Cups, and we have that 6 of Swords, which is what triggered me to talk about safety. It's like, you will have wish fulfillment, but that's through learning your lessons of like, is it safe to share, when, why, how, with who, all those questions. Ask yourself that, protect yourself. And when you have those affirmations, those intentions, the universe will match you and be like, all right, well, this person's doing good things and they want to protect the good things, so we will, like, you know, cast judgment on other people who are infringing on their ability to do good things. Like, some people just don't deserve the bad things that occur to them, and karma does catch up. It may take some time, but it's like the right time where everyone learns their lessons uniquely. Yeah, the chariot card. I have the deck again. It's like the chariot card, and the Two of Cups wants to show me. And so it's like someone just feels like it's too late based off of like what they recently connected about what happened, like what they did, or like how they overlooked you, and like how stuck they were. They know they have all this work to do, and so until they ground all these things, they know like they need to just like back down or back off. But it's like the wheel is in favor of the Empress right now. The Emperor has an empire to build, or an empire to keep together, or like whatever it is. Like maybe someone waged war on this Emperor's empire, and the Empress is like kind of on standby, like kind of like it's like the Empress is like not to be used and abused. She's a partner, and so the Emperor knows this and is kind of letting things go with the flow. So that's the reading. If you needed validation that your person's like kind of letting go of sexual ways, this is also a confirmation, because I saw a Three of Cups reverse. I saw Three of Swords. So it's like they know that like the energy is harming you, and so they didn't know like that the feels would be there. And so it's like if they doubted the connection, then they acted off of that. Then if they realize they acted off of insecurity, they have those regrets because they didn't treat you as special as they really saw you. And so when they did that, it's like it really hurt you to see them with other people and stuff, like putting up a front that these other people were more important than you, or like work was more important than you, or this or that. Like their focus just wasn't on the Empress, because it's like a balance. If one thing's not together, then the other thing's also going to be not together. Like even if like a relationship starts off perfectly, if other areas of your life are not doing well, you may energetically, like that, it may be contagious, where you take bad energy from one placement and place it somewhere else. So like maybe energetic hygiene or boundaries, or even just knowing like there's a place and time for everything. I have to remind some people, like, hey, we're not at work. Hey, you're not at work. Like, keep work at work. Keep, like, you know, family with family. Like, don't talk about people when they're not around, for one, but just don't talk about other people, period. Like, if you're talking about anyone, you should be talking about yourself and your experiences. Otherwise, your intentions may not be malicious, but the act of talking about other people is malicious, whether or not the words you say are malicious. It's like it could be twisted so haywire if it's not coming directly from the person. We had Knight of Wands and 10 of Pentacles, and I really think that sometimes if someone wants your person, or someone wants you, they may see what's about to happen and like cause a decoy or a distraction, or like make it look like this or make it look like that. So just be mindful of what those things are. Make sure you hear it from your person first, and that you are acknowledging how much are you learning about the person still, or how much do you actually know that they are this type of person versus another type of person. A lot of issues that I've had is like relationships I've been in is like I didn't really know the person, so I had a lot of doubt of this person. What they're telling me can be 50-50. And it's like there was a lot of missing details, And that's where gaslighting comes in the way. And I'm like, there's so much that like a lot of people will cut out details based off of the convenient placements for them, but then that leaves you really confused, and I was still learning them. And so how do you fall in love with someone you don't even know? It's like a trust fall, and some of you have trust issues. I know I can resonate with that, but someone who really wants you and someone who really needs you in their life will be patient with the issues that you have, especially if you communicate with them. I think the most important thing is maybe communication, because someone can't just read your mind. They can understand that there's a struggle, but they can't understand like your exact thought process unless you share it with them. And so when you share with them, do you see a change? Do they see them applying something that would be helpful for you, or are they going to continue their behavior that's going to keep hurting you? Like, sometimes a conversation is all that is needed, and you see a change. You see the change that you needed, and it's applied, and it may take time for that person to like consistently apply. But if they are actively like, oh yeah, okay, I got it, you know, like maybe one day, like, it's just like, don't force it. That's another thing, because someone's gonna naturally do it, and like they're just going, it's gonna flow naturally. Sometimes you can tell how much someone loves you because they do something that's not natural for them. It's like there's like that unique kind of love, but how natural is the love versus how much are you forcing the love? How much are you forcing someone to do things that you want them to do when you can just act like maybe you're asking the wrong person? And everyone, I'm like just channeling all these questions on all these energies because the collective needs it, not necessarily like all those questions or all those things to process, but just what's really going on there, you know? Like, really ask yourself, is my situation balanced? Am I getting, like, how much am I asking for, and how much am I actually receiving? Am I asking for too much? I don't think anyone ever asks for too much. You typically ask for what you think you deserve, and the other people either match that or they don't. And if they don't, then look elsewhere, you know? Like, don't let anyone lower your standards or lower what you think you deserve just because they don't see that it's possible. They're projecting, they are speaking from their low vibrational point. If you are vibing high, don't come down, you know, don't come down to their level. Make them meet you. And that's where maybe the Empress, any of the queens, and Empress, female energy, so receiving, receptivity, and just like when it comes to healing and like working through things, the feminine's amazing. The masculine is kind of like gotta catch up, because they're like do what you're told. Sometimes there's no, like, it's all just do, give, and so there's no like questioning, no emotions with the masculine sometimes. And that's like maybe the Emperor reverse is toxic masculine right now, where he's maybe too in control of things, like maybe controlling his emotions too much, controlling the finances too much, like too scared to spend money on the wrong person and this and that. You know, like the Two of Pentacles reversed again. But this is giving like maybe your masculine's just really scared. She's really scared. Especially if your masculine went with like the karmic partner before meeting with you, because it's like both usually show up around the same time, or there's like an overlap between your soulmate, like the person you choose to be with, and the person, then there's a karmic person that's like a test, whether like you will choose your person or you will choose like the opposite. They usually seem like you're equally attracted to both, but you don't know why you're attracted to both. It's a lesson as far as like how much have you learned to love yourself, how much have you learned to love another person and understand that. And like, yeah, we have Six of Pentacles. It's like this like balance of like a push and pull, like meeting someone at their needs, like maybe you'll meet someone who will be either a love or a lesson, and it goes the same way the other way. Like, you know, it just, like, everything becomes mutual. Like, sometimes we doubt Spirit's judgment on, like, did we really need that to happen? And it's like, yeah, you do need that to happen. It shapes your character. It shapes you into who you're supposed to be. If you didn't go through certain things, you would not be shaped in a certain way where it would fit. Like, it's like you need to be cut out, like a puzzle piece being cut out perfectly to fit with the other shape, like the other pieces of the story, of like the picture. Like, it's like there's a bigger picture here, and Spirit's forming you to to fit it. And your person's just waiting, you know, whether they're already in your life or not, they're waiting. It's like, maybe you know them or you don't know them yet, but if you do know them, you may be talking to them. If you don't know them, it's a matter of going through your experiences, being open enough to lead you down that path of finding your person. So last message is, don't doubt whether or not you're going to be successful. Don't doubt, like Ace of Wands, if you want it, you got it. If you want it, you got it. It's just, don't be specific. I think Spirit's saying it's dangerous to be too specific, because you could be like choosing off of imbalance. So if you're right now, specifically at this time, in balance, and you're choosing a person, you're choosing that person today off of imbalance. But if tomorrow you are balanced and you don't think about that person, like, don't be stuck on someone, you know, don't be stuck on anything or anything like that. It could be dangerous for you to do that. Like, just flow freely with your happiness, flow freely with your passions and your desires. Everything will be okay. Your King of Pentacles is grounding right now. He's in hermit mode, or needs to be. So you know whether or not the situation's happening, and you know, like, how much feels, and how, like, Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cups right here, back of the deck, and also reverse, is giving, like, don't neglect these feelings here. You know if it's mutual or not, because you're going to literally be able to tell through your body language, or through, like, physical signs. Queen of Wands, I said Queen of Wands, this is Queen of Cups. It's giving, like, not using your emotions as a compass. The stars, like, there needs to be more of that from your person or from you, because there could be, like, lots of feels, but they're not showing it. Just because they're not showing it doesn't mean you're not going to be able to feel it. If you are connected, you will definitely feel it. But if you are not connected, then it may be as a matter of, like, it's not mutual. And definitely, if you have had sex with this person, if your person's crying, you might be like, why are my eyes watering? Just letting you know about that. Or if you cry, like, you may send that energetically to the person you're crying about. And so just know that everything will be okay. Like, boundaries are important, and being able to move freely into, like, move freely out of betrayal, and move freely into love. Okay, so that's the message. Take care and stay magical. I hope everything made sense for you, and if you need a personal, let me know. I have personal card readings on Etsy, and you can DM me about crystal healing meditations. Okay, goodbye.